Most people first encounter astrology through a cheap daily horoscope, a fear-based prediction, or a generalized personality trait read in a magazine. Treating this system as deterministic science or a literal fortune-telling device causes it to break down. It becomes meaningless cosmic wallpaper, unable to predict physical events with reliable accuracy. Historically, its function was never a parlor trick. It was utilized as a sophisticated symbolic language and a matrix of archetypal patterning. Reading this system requires moving beyond isolated zodiac signs and looking at the architecture behind them, the archetypal operating system. Like any operating system, it relies on a foundational code to function. This code governs human behavioral tendencies and internal psychological drives. The foundation of this code is polarity. Every astrological dynamic splits into a binary: active, outward projecting states, and internal, receptive states. From that binary, the system divides into 4 primary data types: the elemental categories of fire, earth, air, and water. Fire and air carry the active charge, pushing energy outward through initiation, movement, and communication. Earth and water hold the receptive charge, pulling energy inward to process emotion, secure resources, and build material stability. This historical diagram maps how antique esoteric systems categorized human intelligence, drawing direct correlations between these specific environmental properties and the mind. These elements function as symbolic shorthand for specific psychological drives. Possessing a psychological drive is only half the equation. The system requires an execution state to determine exactly how that drive operates. In astrology, these are called modalities. The cardinal state is the initiator. It acts as the primary spark that launches an element into action. The fixed state is the sustainer. It serves to maintain, stabilize, and rigidly root the element in place. And the mutable state is the adapter. It edits and transitions the element into its next necessary phase of evolution. Combining one of the 4 elements with one of these 3 modalities generates the specific behavioral grammar of any given zodiac sign. Take Aries. Mechanically, the code is cardinal fire, the initiation of heat and forward momentum. This formula provides a unique syntax for every sign on the wheel, transforming isolated elemental data types into actionable psychological verbs. This wheel illustrates the full 360-degree architecture, neatly dividing those 12 synthesized signs into distinct sectors. The signs do not sit in isolation. As this historical manuscript shows, they are locked into a mathematically precise geometric conversation. These intersecting lines are called aspects. They map the architecture of tension and harmony between the different psychological drives. A conjunction occurs when 2 planetary energies occupy the exact same geometric space, blending into a single point of focus. An opposition stretches that energy across the wheel, creating a tug-of-war between 2 points held in strict polarity. A square forms a 90-degree angle. This configuration introduces structural friction, a pressure point that forces action and growth. A trine connects nodes at a 120-degree angle, establishing a harmonic path of effortless flow and cooperation. The mathematical distance between these points determines the quality of the interaction. When signs share an element, they resonate. When they occupy conflicting modalities, they clash. These geometric lines track those moments of conversation, conflict, and agreement. When you compile the elements, the execution states, and these precise geometric relationships, you get the natal chart. This hand-drawn wheel maps the specific points of tension and harmony within the individual's mental architecture. This framework provides a tool for self-mastery and reflection, relying on internal consistency rather than external physical prediction. Astrology endures because its ancient mathematical framework provides a functional mirror for the contradictions and structured relationships of the human mind.